Everyone, come on in because we are doing a special video today on this Ready to Love release that they did midweek. I guess it's a scene that we didn't even get to see, but let me tell you, the scene was good because it was Kayla versus all the men. It was Kayla versus Mike versus Swayze versus Randall. And Zoe was sitting up there, but Zoe, she wasn't going up against Zoe. Zoe was sitting up there like the bodyguard, like security, sitting on ready, like normal, fidgeting in his seat. I'm telling you, something wrong with Zoe. He can't be still, and he has this hyperness to him that you can always tell he can't calm himself down. It's the same stuff that happened when he was on 10 at the race car track, when he confronted Sharice. He just has an anxiety and an uncomfortableness about him. And let me tell you, he makes me uncomfortable. He looked trigger happy. I'm uncomfortable around Zoe. And if you watch what we're about to start watching, he looks very, very uncomfortable and looks like he's ready to pop at any minute. He's sitting there looking like Kayla's daddy, her security. But anyway, we're going to get into this video. And let me tell you, before we get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video because I'm definitely going to be interested in hearing what y'all think, because I'm about to tell you exactly what I think about this scene and whether or not I think Kayla came out the winner. I'm going to tell you this. This might be a lesson for a lot of women out here who are still dating, and women who are married. I'm going to need you to chime in to tell me where I'm wrong and where I'm right, and where I'm off on. But I bet you I know I have a completely different position on this Kayla situation than a lot of women, because I know a lot of women are probably happy and clapping for Kayla, talking about, oh, good, she exposed Mike. She exposed Mike. First of all, she didn't expose nothing about Mike. It is public record who Mike is. Go to his Instagram and you can see exactly who Mike is. So she didn't expose nothing to most of us who has seen his Instagram or know anything else about Mike. She doesn't expose anything. So I want to know, what did Kayla get? What did Kayla get out of this? She exposes the double standard in dating, but was it worth it? What did she get? And I'm going to tell you, women have to start deciding what it is they want, and they need to stay focused to that. I know this world tries to tell women you can have everything all at the same time. No, you can't. Sometimes you have to pick and choose what is the prize or what's the win you want at that moment. Because this idea that you can slay it over here, slay it over here, and slay it over here at the same time and still come out getting what you want, it's not true. And I wish they would stop telling women this in dating. People are telling women that everything is equal in dating, everything is fair in dating, and it's not. And women who are out here behaving as if it is, sure, you may win the admiration of women because you're the shero and you standing up to men out here, but you're not meeting your goal. You gotta say to yourself, are some battles worth it? Do you win the battles but lose the war? Women have to focus on what they want, not making other women happy, not trying to be liked by other women, not trying to be the shero of other women, but figure out what you want in dating and stay true to your own purpose. So let me get into this video. My question going into this video is to all of you. Drop down in the comments. Would you expose another person knowing that by you exposing them, you expose yourself? Listen to me again. Would you take down yourself just so you could take down another person? Or what you say is, I want to save myself, and the price you pay for saving yourself is that it also allows the other person to go on? Or do you say, you know what, I'd rather die on the battlefield and blow myself up than to let this person keep walking around? Who do you choose? Do you choose the well-being of yourself in the future, or do you choose clocking the win in that moment and taking somebody else down? That's what you got to ask yourself, because in this moment, what I think Kayla chose was she chose taking down Mike and taking down the men over saving herself. She chose the win over the men as opposed to win for herself, which I call winning the battle and losing the war.
How did you handle all that during the process?
I was really embracing the process in terms of really trying to make a genuine connection with more than one person.
So here we have Kayla embracing the experience. Okay, she's really trying to vibe. She said what she's talking about. She's really trying to meet a bunch of different people. What she's saying is she's trying to make a general connection with all the different people so she can keep all her options open and have more than one person. So what she's really talking about is she's playing the game like they said the game is supposed to be played. Remember, they told women, you have the power, the men have the power. This is what they tell women. You have the power, just like the men have the power. They make you go into the dating world thinking that it's equal. And if any of you guys have listened to my videos, I keep telling you all the time, men have the power to put in the offers, and the women have the power to accept or reject an offer. But in order to accept or reject an offer, you got to get an offer. The men have to go first. The men have to put in the offer, and then the women get to accept or reject the offer. Women can't put in offers. I know women walk around talking about they got as much power as men in the dating world because they don't have to accept every man. You absolutely do not have to accept every man. You are absolutely correct about that. But you also can't move forward unless you get an offer. Now, a lot of women say, well, you know what? Yeah, men can't move forward either unless a woman accepts an offer. But guess what? There's always going to be a woman that's going to accept an offer of a man. He's always going to end up being able to find a woman. But you got to ask yourself, what's easier out here in the dating world? For a man to find a woman to accept his offer, or for you to find a man that will give you the offer that you want? You see what I'm saying? You're not really in the power position, women, if you are out here thinking that you are the one picking and choosing men and you get to behave any kind of way you want to because you're in control. I know that's what they're telling women, but women who believe that, I'm telling you, y'all are going to lose out here because they're telling you something that's not true and you're not really playing the game the way you need to be playing the game. It doesn't matter if the men have to go first. Women can flip that scenario to be in their favor if they know the real game. But if they're playing a game that ain't really the game, they're not going to win. And Kayla's playing a game in which she's in control and she's not in control.
Really feeling it out, not just going with the first person that I vibe with and being like, oh, that's the person. Because I feel like dating in Miami, we've all seen how you meet someone, it's hot, and then 3 months later, it's over.
It's over.
You know what I mean? So I wanted to take the time with each of the guys and like let it develop to see like who was really for me.
See right here, Kayla, what she's saying is she wanted to play the field. She wanted to fill all the men out and figure out who's best for her. She's coming into the game as if she's the picker. She gets to vet all the men and pick who is best for her. She's playing the game as if she are the man in the dating marketplace, that she gets to pick all the men. No. Bad strategy. Her strategy should have been to come in and make herself appealing to a bunch of men so that all those men would want her and then she would have her choice. But as we saw, what happened to Kayla was, in the end, even when she figured out who she wanted to pick, the men said no to her, which means she didn't have the power. She played the game all wrong. She went out picking when what she should have been doing was making herself appealing to men.
We'll say you seem pretty enthusiastic about being kissed, though.
What girl isn't? If you have a connection with someone, we've been here for a month and you haven't kissed them, you don't really have a connection with them. You just doing whatever you're doing for the show. We're grown. I don't see how you wouldn't kiss them.
And let me tell you the fatal mistake she made when you think you are the picker, women. Because when you think you're the picker, what you do is you discount what the men may want. Because you say, who cares about what they want? Because I'm the one doing the choosing. And so what Kayla underestimated was, she underestimated how the men would look at her from kissing all these different men. It doesn't matter what Kayla thinks, that she thinks is okay, or what another woman thinks is okay. What mattered was the men she was trying to get with. What did they think? Okay, that's what mattered. Because in this moment, she's trying to get with one of the men. Now, if she don't want to get with any of the men, you know what? Hey, her strategy is good. But when you're in the dating world and you're trying to get married, you have to care about what the men want. And because Kayla thought she was the chooser, she discounted that her behavior would not make men want to choose her. And that was a fatal mistake. When you underestimate your customers and you don't give any credence to what they may want, then guess what those customers do? They don't patronize you. They don't patronize your business. And like I've told women all the time, this right here, this is a business. This is an entity. Okay? And if I want this entity to thrive and flourish and have customers where I can pick and choose my customers, then I've got to attract customers. I can't just tell customers, I don't care what you think. I don't care what's important to you. No, I have to care what's important to them because I want customers so that I can pick and choose who I want to come to my restaurant.
You think anybody was upset with all the smooching that was going on?
I do. Clearly, Mike felt some kind of way. I think Randall also felt some kind of way about what was going on with Mike.
So she recognized here after the fact that her strategy of her doing the hunting of men, which is what she came in to do, was not working. It wasn't a good strategy. She figured out that the men figured out, you're not going to hunt me. I'm the hunters. But once she figured out the strategy, did she do anything differently? Did she figure out, once she figured out that her strategy wasn't working, did she change her strategy or did she double down?
I think that in this journey, it's 100% acceptable for the men to explore their options. But when the woman does it, the men are like, oh my God.
No, she didn't change her strategy. She doesn't repeat. She doesn't retreat. She doubles down. Once she realized her strategy wasn't working, she didn't change her strategy. And also what she didn't do, she didn't accept defeat in her strategy and walk away. She stayed the course. She stayed stuck on her strategy, doubled down, and says, I'm going to keep on doing it. Well, wonderful. She exposes the hypocrisy in dating. I don't know who this is new to. It's not new to me. It's not new to millions of women out here. Women have recognized the hypocrisy in dating for a long, long time. Maybe it's for women who don't understand that dating world is hypocritical. There's a lot of hypocritical things in the world. But at this point in time, what good does it do to point out the hypocrisy if in the end you're not getting what you want? You should be out here trying to get what you want, not exposing hypocrisy. That doesn't get you nothing. That doesn't get you to where you're trying to go, exposing hypocrisy. If you really want to win out here in the dating world, you need to understand the dating world and you need to understand men and you need to learn how to use it to your advantage. No man wants to be with a woman who goes around exposing their hypocrisy and all their flaws. That doesn't draw men unto you. You're sure you may be a hero out here to a bunch of women because, ooh, woman power, but you don't end up getting to where you want to go. So you really got to ask yourself, what is your goal? Is your goal to be a shero? Is your goal to go out here and expose men and their hypocrisy and everything that men have been for hundreds of years? None of this has changed. You better start focusing on yourself and your goals and playing the game the way you need to play the game to win, to get what you want, not to be a shero and not to expose men's flaws and all this other kind of stuff. Do what you need to do to get to where you want to be. Look out for yourself. Play the game for you to win with what you want to do and not be out here about trying to expose flaws of other people. Kayla's winning a battle, but she ain't winning the war. She's doing a whole lot of exposing and she's telling her everything that's wrong about these men. Absolutely right, ditto, we agree, blah, 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 this. But in the end, Kayla has to expose herself in the process. She not only takes them down, but she also exposes herself. And I have to ask the question, is it worth it? Look at these men's faces. Look at the faces on these men. Look at Mike's face. Look at Swayze's face. Look at Randall's face. Look at all these men's faces while Kayla is talking and up on her podium and spitting knowledge and telling everybody about the hypocrisy of dating and why these men are trash, all this other kind of stuff. Look at their faces. They're saying this is ridiculous.
But if it was one of the guys that connected with a bunch of the other girls would still want him. They would still chase him.
See right here, wrong Kayla, wrong Kayla, wrong Kayla. Let me tell you, if I were on this show and I was a younger woman I was dating and a man did what Kayla did, kissing 2, 3, 4 different men, I would not chase that man. You know what I would do? I would retreat. I would leave. I wouldn't keep pursuing him because you know what's the difference? I don't need to win the battles. I want to win the wars. And in the end, what I would know is that I'm not going to be chasing after no man who is kissing on 3 or 4 different women. And Kayla should have known that. She should have known that her kissing 3 and 4 different men, darn near 30 or 40% of the men on this show, was not going to make her attractive to other men. But once again, Kayla's only looking at it through her eyes because all she's concerned about is what she wants to do, what she wants to do. She's not looking at her customers. She's not looking at how it might make her customers feel and how those customers might drop off. She's not caring about that. All she's caring about is what she wants to do, and that's why she's going to continually lose out here if all she looks at it through her eyes as if she is the hunter and she is not the hunter. She is the hunted.
But when men have competition with other men, they tend to go for the safer choice.
So this right here, this comment right here, what's that to do? To put the men down, to put down the women that the men have so-called chosen temporarily. We know all these men are not going to stick with none of these women. So what did you do? You put the women down, you elevate yourself over the women. They're less than you, you're better than them. Is that what we're doing now? Is that what we're doing now? That in order to accept rejection, you got to turn the situation around to be not only about the men, but to be about the women that they're less than you. See, this is a little tactic because you got rejected. And so now to soothe yourself, you've got to elevate yourself over the other women. You got yourself in this pickle. You were the one that had the wrong strategy. You were the one that did that. Now all of a sudden, you've got to go around and pick it up, talk about the other women that they're less than. Let me tell you, I already knew why Randall was with Jamala because she didn't have any competition. I already know that was the case. But I'm not competing for Randall. So it sounds completely different when I say it than when Kayla sounded. When Kayla says it, it sounds like haterish. That's what it sounds like. Because you was fighting for the very man that now you talking about. I ain't never fighting for Randall. So I can sit up here and tell Jamala, hey, he's only choosing you because you're low competition. And the truth of the matter is they rejected Kayla here on screen during this season. But best be known that after this season is over, Randall's going to reject Jamala. All these women going to get rejected. They're all going to get rejected. These men aren't going to choose any of these women. So Kayla still ain't the winner. She's not the winner. Her rejection just came first. Jamala about to get rejected. And by the looks of it, Brandy about to get rejected too. The truth of it all is neither of these women had good strategies. Jamala's strategy was not good with Randall, and neither was Kayla's. There can be two wrongs up in here. There can be absolutely two wrongs. They both had the very wrong strategy. And let me tell you, this season, these men ran circles around these women. These men had their way with these women this season, and it was very, very hard to watch.
Mike, why did it bother you?
Who said it bothered me?
Oh, it clearly bothered you, man.
He lying. He is lying. Mike is lying. We know Mike was bothered by Kayla's strategy because let me tell you something Kayla's strategy did do. What it did do was it put some obstacles in Mike's way. Because what it made Mike have to do was maneuver. Same way it put some obstacles in Randall's way. Randall had to maneuver. That's why he was so uncomfortable out here during this whole season, because he had to maneuver around several women when normally Randall is out there maneuvering by himself when no one else can see anything going on and the women can't see each other. But now what happened is the women can actually see Randall maneuvering, and he was uncomfortable with it. So the only thing that Kayla did was slow these men down, but she didn't stop them. All she did was slow them down, but she didn't stop them. And in the end, she was the sacrifice. She put forth her body, herself, in order to slow these men down. She was the sacrificial lamb. And like I said, if that's a win for Kayla, then go ahead. But I'm telling you, that is not a win in my eyes when you have to sacrifice yourself just to take down another man, take down a man. Kayla needs to focus on what she wants. And battles like this with the Mikes of the world and the Randalls of the world, they're not worth taking down. Turn around, walk away, retreat. Because when you get down in the mud with them, guess what happens? You get muddy too.
No. I'll be sarcastic about mine in a sense. I'm the type of person, man, if we dating, cool, no problem. But
right.
There's no way I'm actually sitting through this process and know you kiss, disrespecting them boys over there, Zoe and Randall. She kissed who she kissed. That's just not me.
Right.
I'm too out for that. If I know you actually kiss somebody within this whole process, that's not for me.
You don't get to kiss me.
Yeah.
Well, here we go again. We're not learning nothing new. A known man wants to be with a woman that knows about all her sexual partners, all her ex-boyfriends and everything. Most men know when they meet a woman, she probably ain't no virgin, but do they want to know about it? Do they want to see it? Of course not. So this ain't nothing new that, normally you don't get to see it. Well, of course we don't get to see it. But women should know that. Women should, like I told women, don't be revealing your sexual history to men. Don't be revealing whether or not how many boyfriends you had to men. They don't need to know that because all they're going to do is use that information against you. I told you about Brandy. Stop telling men you've never had a boyfriend. Stop telling men all you've been is in situationships because it devalues you and men judge you from it and then they devalue you. So this ain't nothing new of what Kayla's talking about. Women should know this. And let me tell you, Kayla should have known in that bowling game. Let me tell you this is what I think about that bowling game, even when this first kiss happened with Zoe. I think Kayla really wanted to kiss Swayze. I think Kayla was thinking Swayze was going to win because he was a younger guy and he was going to win the bowling game. And it was going to have her a chance to get to kiss Swayze. Once again, she was hunting Swayze. So now she gets to kiss on Swayze. But guess what happened? Swayze lost the game. Who knows? Maybe Swayze threw the game because he didn't want to kiss Kayla and he had already had eyes for Kadeem. Maybe Swayze threw the game because he didn't want to kiss Kayla. Anybody ever thought about that? But okay, anyway, Zoe wins the game. You know what I would have done if I had made that bad bet that Kayla did? I would have taken back my bet. I would say, you know what? I changed my mind because as women, we get the right to change my mind. There ain't no way I would have kissed Zoe. If Kayla is 30 years old and Zoe is a 48-year-old grown man who acts a fool, and there is no way I would have kissed some old man, 48 years old, who's old enough to be my daddy. He's 18 years older than you. He could be her daddy. Ain't no way I would have kissed him and given him no taste of my sweet lips all because he won a bowling game. Absolutely not. When her bet went wrong and Swayze lost, she should have withdrawn her bet. And she should have cared less whether or not Zoe was mad or not. I would have said, oh no, I changed my mind. I ain't kissing you.
Well, that's not true. So.
What's not true?
We didn't kiss too.
Y'all did?
Yeah.
She did kiss Mike.
Oh, she did kiss Mike?
She just said that.
Oh,
Now here comes the exposing. Here it is right here. Here it is when what she decides to do is to expose Mike. But in the process, she's got to reveal a whole lot about herself that we had already speculated about and kind of thought, but we didn't have proof. So now what she does in her quest to expose Mike, to take Mike down, she has to admit that she kissed him too. So now we just not talking about her kissing Randall or Zoe. We talking about her now have kissed three different men on the show. What was the incentive? I think the incentive was not only to take down Mike, I think the incentive was also to put in the face of Brandy, look what your man has been doing with me behind your back. Side chick behavior. I've told you this, keep over. It's the same mentality that in order for her to take down the man and to also make the woman feel stupid, she's got to expose herself as a side chick. You see, this is why, you remember, it used to be a time when side chicks never exposed themselves. They were in the background. They stayed in the background. They never want to walk around and be known as an adulterer or a woman who slept with married men. Nowadays, a side chicks love to expose themselves because in a lot of ways, they feel like they are here to take down all the cheating men and also to get back at the women who are with these men and tell these women, you know better than me because you were the man that cheats on you and wants me. I'm telling you, this mentality out here is all wrong because in the end, sure, they take down the man. Sure, they make the woman feel bad. But in the process, they ruin their own reputation as well. Is it worth it?
So, Mike, y'all kiss?
it's on camera?
No, it's not. It's not on camera, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. Because we know it happened often.
This is on camera.
For some people, only thing that happen on camera are the only things that matter. Things that happen off camera don't matter.
Okay, let's just clear.
A boy, a bye. Please, we believe the story. Mike's a liar. We believe the story. We absolutely believe the story that Kayla is telling. We know what happened. And y'all looking at Zoe. Zoe looks like her bodyguard, sitting on ready, fidgeting and everything else. I get this man off stage because I don't know what he's about to do. He makes me uncomfortable. Well, listen here. Things that happen off camera don't happen, don't count. Well, if things off camera don't count, then why are you doing them? If you know this, that things that men say to you off camera and in the dark don't count, then why are you participating in them? Are you undercover? Are you going undercover to expose some dangerous dating ring going on around here? Like I said, did you know this beforehand? And if you knew that things behind camera didn't work, why did you participate in them? What is your goal? Why are you doing this? Just to expose men and their hypocrisy and their dog ways? You look bad too.
Kayla, the kiss you had with Zoe, was that fire, or you think it was blown out of proportion?
Oh, it was definitely blown out of proportion. It was just a bet. But I think it's just very hypocritical for everyone to be like going off about this kiss when like a lot of these men have slept with women that they don't even know their name.
So if the kiss was nothing and it didn't mean anything, you shouldn't have done it. You should have done what I said. You should have taken the bet off the table when you figured out that the wrong man run the bet and you wasn't going to get the outcome you really want. You should have said, I cancel this order. Okay, I put in an order for a kiss with Swayze, and that's not what ends up coming up. So I'm canceling the order. Give me a refund. I'm not going through with this order. And she should have pulled that kiss off the table. She should have never kissed no 48-year-old man that could be her doggone daddy.
But that woman not gonna be my girlfriend. Now, if I wanted just to talk to you and just vibe with you, that's different. I don't care who you kiss. But for you to be my woman, for me to hold you on my arm,
now here comes the schooling from the men. If you notice now, one man has taken up for her. None of these men she has kissed. Zoe hasn't taken up for her. Randall hasn't taken up for her. Mike hasn't taken up for her. And now Swayze, who didn't even kiss her, is saying, girl, you were wrong. And what he's telling us, let me school you on something. We all know we hypocrites. We all know we sleep with women that we're not going to date. We all know we sleep with women we're not going to marry. That's the way the game is played. And you think you're going to change the game? Absolutely not. These men don't have any problem admitting to what the hypocrisies are in dating. So exposing the hypocrisy doesn't get you anything, nothing at all. He's saying, you know what, but you won't be my girlfriend. He said, I sleep with you, but you won't be my girlfriend. That's why I tell women all the time, just because a man sleep with you don't mean he gonna want you as his girlfriend. And let me take it a step further, because a kid needs to be listening to this. Just because he may make you his girlfriend doesn't mean he'll make you his wife. There are levels to this game, honey. There are levels to this game. And one entry ticket doesn't get you into all the doors. One entry ticket gets you to girlfriend level, a whole nother ticket gets you to wife level. And what Swayze is telling you is I give out different tickets. I give tickets to be girlfriends, and what he isn't saying is he gives tickets to be a wife. And what the TN needs to realize is just because she's his girlfriend don't mean he's giving her a ticket to be his wife. Because he's clearly stating that I do different things with different women. And that's why I tell the DN, she better get it together. Because if she doesn't get together, she will not make it to wife level with Swayze. He will date her, he will take her out, but he won't marry her. She better not be thinking that just because she's sleeping with him and she's his girlfriend, that he's going to want to marry her. She better listen to what her man is saying on stage, because he's talking about the levels. And the levels have always been there. And women who understand these levels get it. But if you don't understand that there's levels, you're going to stay stuck at lower levels that you don't want to be about. You never going to rise to the top level because you're not understanding the game.
Saying is the hypocrisy. Because when you're not on this show, you don't know what the person's doing when you're not with them.
True.
But because we're on this show and you have to see it, that's literally the only difference.
Yeah, we know it, Kayla. Knowing something and seeing something are two different things. Knowing something, a man may know you're not a virgin. He may know that you may have had several sex partners, but he doesn't want to see it. He doesn't want to see it in his face. He doesn't want to see the guy standing right in front of him that you slept with or that you kissed. This is a dating 101. Exactly. Men can't handle the truth. It's hypocritical, absolutely. But you need to understand they can't handle the truth. That's why women need to be very careful at what truth they give to a man they're interested in. Men don't have to deserve all your sexual information. That's HIPAA information. They don't need to know all that. That's protected by HIPAA laws. That's what I tell women. You got HIPAA laws. You don't have to reveal all your sexual history to men. They don't deserve that. You don't feel no obligation to give them that information. They ain't revealing theirs to you. Hey, my man told me when I first met him, I don't want to take you anywhere you've gone with another guy. What? I lived in LA my whole life. You don't want to take me to any restaurant I might have gone to dinner with another guy? Guess what happens? And he don't know what restaurants I went to with another man. Because if it's a favorite restaurant and I went to with another guy, you think I'm going to give up the restaurant because my husband don't want me to know I went there with another man? He just won't know. He just won't know.
But, it is what it is.
Well, like she stated earlier, kissing is part of dating. So I don't think anybody should have been really surprised, huh?
I am still shocked on why it's like even a thing.
Why were you even talking about it?
People over 40, it's crazy.
There go bad advice, Tommy. Bad advice. People better stop listening to Tommy. Kayla better stop listening to Tommy. And you see what happened when Kadeem listened to Tommy, when Kadeem told to go back to Swayze and start talking about babies and getting married. That shit blew up in her face. And now you got Tommy over here laughing, talking about that's part of the process. Women should be able to kiss whatever man they want. Bad advice, bad advice. And Kayla over here cracking up because Uncle Tommy, nephew Tommy, whoever he is, done co-sign on her behavior. You better not listen to this bad advice by Tommy. This is bad advice. Tommy didn't even hold Zoe accountable for the crap he was doing out there, yelling and screaming at women. And you're going to tell this woman running around that, oh yeah, you should be able to run around and kiss whoever you want, as many men as you want, and the man should accept it. Bad advice. This was a mess. Anyway, women need to find out, what are they really trying to win? Okay, are they trying to win the battle, or are they trying to win the war? You need to win the war, not the battle. Sometimes you need to learn how to retreat. You need to take a L over here, a loss, to get the W over here. Sometimes you take a loss to get the overall win, ladies. Keep your eye on whatever your goal is. Don't get tripped up by these little small battles in between. Keep your eye on your own goal. And whatever that goal is of yours, no woman can define your goal. You define your own goal. But whatever your goal is, keep your eye on it. And don't be doing things that, although you may look good in front of other women and other people's eyes, but then it makes you not get to your goal. Don't do that. Don't become the sacrifice for other people. Don't become other people's sheroes so they can look up to you and say, oh yeah, you stood up to those men. Get what you want. Be dedicated to yourself so you make your goals, and don't be out here trying to be a shero to other women who ain't accomplishing their goals, especially when it comes to dating. Anyway, that's it, y'all. What y'all think? Drop down in the comments. I know I was firing on this video, but this little thing really had me fired up. But that's it, y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.